All right, listen up. I'm going to let you in on a little secret, a big one, actually. This is the ultimate guide, not just for any lazy student. No, this is for the smartly lazy student. Big difference. We're talking about working smarter, not harder.
I mean, come on, who doesn't want the ultimate school hack? We've all been there, right? Staring at a mountain of homework late at night thinking there's got to be a cheat code for this. Well, guess what? You're in luck. There is.
But hold on, a little spoiler for you, it's not what you think. We're not talking about just copy-pasting from the internet. That's the old school, dumb, lazy way. The real hack, the one that actually makes you invaluable, it's so much better than that. Okay, to really get this, we need to zoom out a bit. We got to understand the game we're all playing. And for that, we're going to borrow a killer framework from Adam Grant's book, Give and Take. Basically, he says the world is made up of three kinds of people. First, you've got givers. These are the people who just help, no strings attached. Then you've got takers. You know these people. It's always, what's in it for me? And then there's pretty much everyone else, the matchers. That's like 95% of us. They live by the rule of, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Fair is fair. But here's the crazy part. The people who end up at the absolute top, it's almost always the givers and the takers. And the way they get to the top is totally different. The taker, they climb by pushing other people down. Sure, they might snag the fancy title, but nobody actually respects them. And the second the title's gone, poof, they're forgotten. The giver, though, they get there by pulling people up with them. They build real networks, real respect. See, the taker's path looks like the ultimate lazy shortcut, but it's a dead end. It's an empty win.
And here's why this matters right now. That taker path, that whole shortcut mentality, it's more dangerous than it's ever been. Why? Simple. We are drowning, literally drowning in a sea of information, and most of it is just junk.
Think about it for a second. Every single video you've watched, every article, every social media post, how much new data do you think we, as a species, have created in just the last couple of years? Take a wild guess.
The answer is over 24 zettabytes. What even is a zettabyte? It's a 24 with 21 zeros after it. Our brains literally can't comprehend that number. It's just too big. There's no way any one person could ever get through even a tiny, tiny piece of that.
Okay, to put this in perspective, check this out. 1,000,000 seconds, that's about 11.5 days. Okay, 1,000,000,000 seconds, that's almost 33 years. Now get this, 1,000,000,000,000 seconds is almost 33,000 years. We're not just swimming in information, we're lost in an endless digital ocean.
And here's the real punchline. Almost all of it is just noise. It's just endless remixes of the same few original ideas. Copies of copies of copies. The real gold, the stuff that actually matters, is what we call the signal. That comes from the original source. The lazy taker is content to splash around in the noise, but the smart student, they learn how to hunt for the signal.
So, the billion-dollar question is, how do you do that? How do you find that signal in the middle of all this noise without, spending the next 33,000 years reading? Well, my friend, the game has changed. And the secret weapon, it's already in your head. It's your words.
Think about it. For decades, if you wanted a computer to do something, you had to learn its language, right? First, it was all zeros and ones, then it was clunky programming languages. But now everything has flipped. For the first time ever, the machines are learning to speak to us. Just plain old English is now the most powerful programming language in the world. Let that sink in. And that changes everything. The most valuable skill today isn't being a coding genius. It's being a really good question asker. They call it prompt engineering, which is just a fancy way of saying you know how to talk to an AI. Being able to ask the right questions in your own words, that's the new superpower.
Okay, so we've got this superpower. Now what? How do we actually use it? This is where we get to the real hack, the ultimate smart lazy move. We're not just going to use AI, we're going to build our own. Stop asking ChatGPT basic questions. That's the old way. You ask a generic question, you get a boring, generic answer that sounds like a robot wrote it. The new way, the smart, lazy way, is to stop using AI like it's Google. Instead, think of it like a brand new, super brilliant intern that's all yours, and you're going to train it.
And it's actually way easier than you think. Step 1, give it a job. Tell it, you're not just a chatbot anymore, you are a world-class expert on whatever you want. Step 2, give it instructions. Simple enough. But step 3 is the absolute game changer. Give it knowledge. And I don't mean let it browse the messy, noisy internet. No. You upload the signal. You feed it the original research papers, the actual textbooks. You give it the good stuff. And then you just talk to it. You have a one-on-one conversation with your own private genius.
So let's just lay it all out. The old lazy way, you copy-paste generic junk, you're drowning in noise, you probably get caught, and you learn absolutely nothing. The new, smart lazy way, you build your own expert. You tap directly into the source, the signal, and you don't just get an answer, you actually understand the subject. You become the person with the real insights. You become indispensable.
Because look, the goal here isn't just to hand in your homework. The real goal is to become what author Seth Godin calls a linchpin. A linchpin isn't just a cog in the machine. They're the person who understands the fundamentals so deeply that they can see connections no one else sees. They can solve problems no one else can. They create value out of thin air.
So where do you find these fundamentals? It's funny, Benjamin Franklin talked about this centuries ago. He said we're always disappointed when we learn the secrets of successful people because it's always the same stuff we already know. Be honest. Work hard. The big secrets, they're not secrets at all. They've been sitting there right in front of us the whole time.
The real magic isn't some newfangled shortcut. It's in the original stuff, the source material. In a world that is drowning in noise, the person who can find the signal, well, that person runs the world. So the ultimate hack isn't about avoiding work. It's about building a tool that lets you do the work that actually matters. So the only question left is, are you going to be the one to find it?